The ugly whitecoats wanna rule the world. We're consumers, yeah. Yeah, I get it. I'll do as I'm taught. I'm a consumer. All right. I'll consume what I don't want. I will do that, and I will tell other people that they must consume as well. That's what I do for the ugly whitecoats, so I can earn a few scraps, because otherwise I'm not going to have anything given to me, no space to work, or housing, or wage, or anything like that. So I really have to sort of go along with things, and I mean, they would be able to tell if I wasn't taking any of the drug whatsoever. They'd be able to tell. So I do take it, and I'm afraid that I also think that perhaps they do have other measures and means to work out, like so they have blood tests and so forth that they'll make sure that the drug's there. So yeah, you have to go along with it, and it's no use. It's no use fighting. That's the way I see it. Because your life just gets more and more shit. They hold you in confined and just keep torturing you until you comply with them. And I've been through that. I've been through electrocution and all that sort of stuff, and I'm not going to go through that again. So I'm just going to take the drug, and I'm going to agree to their regime, and I'm going to tell everybody else that they have to agree as well, because when I do that, I feel really much stronger. I feel like I almost, I've got them with me like it's a pat on the back. Yes, good. You fight for us whitecoats. And if there's somebody who's trying to fight against the whitecoats, I then tell them off, because that makes me feel so much better. It makes me feel like, well, now I'm going to be the one with the job and the one with the pay, and I've got the whitecoats backing me. So it's a good, much better thing to be a turncoat than to be fighting the psychiatric regime, fighting any the chemical companies and big pharma and so forth. It's just, I mean, what are you going to do? Move a mountain when you're not a mining company? Just not going to do it. No one's going to let you do that. So it's best to be a turncoat, and if you don't, the result is you're in the bin. You're in the bin. So so we say consumers. Yeah, we're consumers, and I mean, even if, say, like I was I would probably I'd prefer not to be taking the drugs, but if I didn't, if I stopped, on the small amount, either they'd put me on a big amount, and that stuff would happen again. So I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to tell everybody that they must not do that either. So when I get employed for support services, on a really small little dinky wage, but it's at least something, it's something. And I can then say, okay, I'm a contributing member of society. You can't pick on me anymore. I can sort of stand up a bit there. I can maybe, afford a flat to live in. Maybe, maybe I can start to, look decent enough to sort of have friends and so forth, and or build stuff again, maybe I might even make it to management. Well, probably not, but because they don't really let us in there. But if I'm, like working for whitecoats enough, I can do a little bit of lobbying, so I can say, yeah, we're right for consumers' rights here. We're for consumers' rights, but we're well, I don't want to be shut down, Dad, because that's basically what would happen if I'd get fired. I get fired for my little job that I need to pay rent and live. So as a turncoat, as a person, there's no option other than to be a turncoat. And the best turncoats are the ones that don't ever, well, I guess you can push a little, you could say you're advocate, right? So you're saying, you're advocate for rights, but as long as it fits in with the medical model, as long as it still is going to, get psychiatrists their large, substantial pay packet, then they're okay with you and you can subsist in a little life. Nobody will bother you. They won't, knock down your door and take you away for not complying or accuse you of not complying or, whatever it happens to be. So, yeah, that's the way it is. Like that's the way I see it as. That's why I'm a turncoat, and I don't know. You can think of a better way to do this. Do it. But we're fighting big. Well, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to go political. I'm not going to fight to big. You just can't. You just can't. So what are they doing? Well, do they think this is going to actually change? What to? They're making big money. They're not going to stop harming. It's not harming. They're not going to get. Oh, I think I should think of the right words. Because if I say this stuff, I think that I'm in big shit. So I got to keep on my toes, make sure I never say this stuff. That I just blurted out then, because if I blurt that stuff out then, they won't accept me as a turncoat and I won't be able to, maintain work and I won't be able to move through the ranks and I won't be able to convince, that I'm, because it's about convincing those, those people who are doing all the fighting against the psychiatrists that, you're on their side, right? But you're never going to do anything for them other than step on them and say they're the problem, like they're aggressive and they're, well, you're going to make them look bad in order to get ahead with the turncoats, because they're the turncoat. The whitecoats. The whitecoats are the ones with the money. Also, the turncoats are the ones that are going to be able to, because they'll be the ones in jobs that are going to give you a promotion and that sort of thing. So it's about getting ahead or just maintaining a life and not being interfered with. And what do you expect? What can we do? There's no choice other than being a turncoat, really. You got to say, even if you were, held forcibly and subjected to compulsory stuff at some stage, eventually you had to say, you had to agree that that was good for you. And if you want to turn back time and keep fighting that, it's just ridiculous. It goes on forever. You get locked away forever and you get murdered and tortured to death. It's not a nice one. So this is the way. Play the game. Be a turncoat. sorry, but that's the way it is. And yet the best ones are the ones that are going to, play it best and step on the advocates and so forth. No? The ones that are, in any way going to be not playing the game. They're actually really vouching, trying to change things. Well, that's just ridiculous. You can't change what's happening here. I don't see any way of changing it. The stuff I've been through just, demolished my life. When I fought, I thought, well, I'm not doing that again. And then I found when I agreed with them, they treated me a bit better. And I could fight for, small things, but yeah. I had to agree that some of the things that I didn't like were good for me. But I can't tell them that. And I've got to keep on my toes, recognising that there is no one you can really say that you don't want these things. You got to say, okay, we need this. And you don't. So it's a lie, it's bullshit, and I know that. But that's the world. We're ruled by the ugly whitecoats, that's it. And either you're with them, the strongest force there, those in power, those in authority, you're either with them or you're in the shit. Nice one, Turncoat. The ugly whitecoats wanna rule the world, take our bodies and be so cruel.